Oh, I didn't see you come in. Welcome, I'm Ted Scott, and tonight we will be discussing one of the most important knights of Arthurian legend, Sir Percival. This is a biography.
Sir Percival was one of King Arthur's greatest knights, and one of the first to be involved with the Holy Grail. After his father and two older brothers were killed in battle, his mother decided to raise him in solitude, keeping him unaware of concepts such as chivalry. It wasn't until he was in his teen years that he discovered of these things as he met with some knights who had passed by. He talked to his mother, and she allowed him to go to Camelot and meet with King Arthur. It was here where his adventures began.
When Sir Percival first arrived at Camelot, he was ridiculed by the other knights because his weaponry and armor was so poor. It was not until Queen Guinevere was insulted by an evil knight that he would get his chance to prove his valor.
Here you go, Queen Guinevere.
Thank you, young squire.
Ah! If any of you knights dare challenge me, I'll be over in that field.
I'll challenge him. Very well. If you are able to slay that knight and take his armor and sword, perhaps you will be a knight of the Round Table.
I'll slay him and be the best knight that ever was.
That little boy may grow up to be the greatest knight we've ever seen.
Ah! Of course that boy will never be a knight of the Round Table. He will be defeated by that knight.
I challenge you.
Ha! To think King Arthur would send such a puny boy to defeat the likes of me. I am one of the greatest warriors that has ever been.
He ventured on his own for some time, until eventually meeting up with King Arthur again, at which point he agreed to ally himself with the king, and thus he became a knight of the Round Table.
The Grail Quest is one of Sir Percival's more notable adventures. Only Sir Galahad could claim he is a more pure and holy knight. As a knight of the Round Table, however, Sir Percival was expected to accomplish great feats. One example of Percival's questing is the story of Sir Percival and the Serpent. While riding through a dark forest in Camelot, Percival came across a battle of nature. A noble lion was locked in combat with an evil snake. Sir Percival did what seemed obvious and slew the serpent, defending the lion. What Sir Percival did not realize is that the snake was owned by a woman of the forest. She was distraught to find the snake killed before her very eyes. Sir Percival was prompt in honoring the knightly code, however, by repaying the woman for her snake, despite his poor judgment which caused him to kill the snake which he presumed evil in the first place.
Another notable story involving Sir Percival is his encounter with the Fisher King. The king, whose father had recently been mortally injured, invited Percival into his kingdom and to attend a ceremony in which his father would be healed of his injuries. The king made only one request, that Percival not ask many questions during the ceremony, to which Percival obliged.
Welcome to my kingdom, Sir Percival. I am the Fisher King. If you'd like to come with me, we're about to have a ceremony which will help heal my father. I've only one request, though. Please do not ask any questions during the ceremony.
It's a miracle. My wounds have been healed.
After watching the king's father being healed from the cup, Percival does not bother to ask any questions due to the king's request. It is later made apparent to Percival that he witnessed the Holy Grail curing the old man. This is brought to his attention by a hag who admonished Percival for not asking the king about the cup, because the proper question is what it would have truly cured the old man. I think this story best details how Sir Percival honored the knightly code by remaining faithful to his pledged word, and it is interesting how in this tale that ended up being the wrong thing for Percival to do. In early versions, there is an example of courtly love in Percival's relationship with Blanche of Fleur, whose castle was under siege. Percival was able to successfully defend her city from the attackers, and thusly she married him. But evidence of later courtship does not exist because Chrétien de Troyes was never able to finish Percival's story.
In the story of Percival gaining his knighthood, he displays many aspects of the knight's codes before he's even knighted. He shows no fear to his opponents and strikes without mercy. He also was given an order by Sir Kay to go slay the evil knight, and he did so without question. Examples such as these are found throughout Sir Percival's adventures, and greatly contribute to his reputation as one of Arthur's greatest knights.
Well, that's all the time we have tonight. Thank you for joining us, and I hope you found Percival as exciting as we did. Good night.